Undefeated Jungle Cup, and the first opponent I face is Poketsuki26, and he has Venomoth in his team, both Venomoth and Magnezone. Now, what my course consisted of, I thought that if the opponent had a Confusion user, I didn't run Beedrill and Venusaur. So I was thinking about Vigoroth, Forretress, Lantern. Lantern had really positive matchups against Venomoth, Noctowl, and Forretress, and good neutral matchups overall. And Forretress was my switch-in. I actually took this tip from BattleHero. Let's see how we do. I take Lantern lead, and he takes Vigoroth lead. I immediately lose my lead and switch to Forretress. Forretress is one of the best switch-ins, because in this cup there is no hard counter for Forretress. There are counters, but no hard counters for Forretress. Now I do miss some Fruit Ninjas in this cup. You'll see. Now here he has a Lantern. I'm sorry, Noctowl. He's gonna hit me with Sky Attack. I get to another Heavy Slam. Now this Heavy Slam won't KO Noctowl, but yeah, it will put Noctowl dangerously low. Now I don't need to shield here. Forretress has already done his job. So see here, like, I was at a switch disadvantage. I was at a lead disadvantage. From there, I go to Forretress and kill his Noctowl. So here we are equal, but he has a Venusaur. Now Venusaur counters both Vigoroth and Lantern. So he probably knows. He knows all my 3 mounts. I have Vigoroth and Lantern in the back. Now he'll shield twice and save his Venusaur. Really not looking good for me here. I try to sack my Lantern and soak up the Frenzy Plant. But he switches to Vigoroth. Now his Vigoroth has energy built up. He will instantly hit me with a Body Slam. This is a losing match for me. The first game, that is. I'm really nervous at this point. I know that I'm losing the first match of my tournament. But still, I decide to keep my head calm and think about what to do in my next match. I'm thinking right now, during my match, what can I do to change the outcome? In my second match, I decide to take Vigoroth lead, Forretress, and I'm deciding what to pick for my third mon. I decide to pick Lantern here, although Lantern wasn't doing much for me. Forretress and Vigoroth were doing everything for my team, and Lantern not so much. Now he goes, I catch his Noctowl. His Noctowl, I need to bait out his Venusaur. He shields my Body Slam. Now here I try to go for a self piggyback, double Body Slam, because piggyback isn't working. The usual piggyback was patched in the last update. Now you cannot do a piggyback from the. Now I switch to lantern. Trying to bait out his Venusaur, because if I can bait out his Venusaur, I can just farm it up with Forretress and KO his Vigoroth with both my Forretress and Vigoroth. So here it comes with Venusaur. That's what I wanted. I knew I wouldn't get to a Thunderbolt. I knew I wouldn't get to a Hydro Pump. So I go for a Thunderbolt. He doesn't shield. I want him to KO me right here, but he's too clever for that. He will just farm up my Lantern. He'll just farm. But water guns are doing so much damage that even though he is farming up my Lantern, look, he's already at raid HP. So he switches out. He has about 2 Frenzy Plants loaded in the back. I instantly switch to my Vigoroth and Body Slam. I need to take out his Vigoroth as soon as possible, and then I can just use my Forretress to take out his Venusaur. I decide not to shield here. I decide to save my shield so that I can get energy on my Forretress. It didn't matter if I shielded or not. I already have the match at hand. He has a Venusaur with 2 Frenzy Plants, but Venusaur is really low, and 2 Frenzy Plants won't KO Forretress at this health. So I'm confident about this match. If you are switch lock against Forretress, and if you're using a Venusaur and you're switch locked against a Forretress, just use Frenzy Plants. Although it won't KO Forretress, but it will put Forretress to about raid HP. So here in my third match, I know that Lantern isn't doing much for my team. So I take Noctowl and Forretress because I want to beat his Venusaur. Even though my Noctowl goes down or Forretress goes down, I have another counter for Venusaur. Venusaur can't sweep this team. Catch his Noctowl. Mirror Lead. Now, what I was saying about piggybacking was the normal piggybacking was patched. The usual piggybacking. But double charge move, self piggyback. I'm not sure about the self piggyback. Was it patched or not? So here I'm trying to go for a self piggyback. I'm trying to hit excellent, but I miss one. So here the wing attack animation went through. I couldn't get to a double piggyback here. Now he switched. I would have switched anyways. I wanted to switch here. I was tapping Forretress. I needed to save that energy on my Noctowl. I was tapping Forretress, but my switcher just went down. It happened twice, and I had to burn the shield. If I could switch instantly there, I wouldn't need to burn that shield, and I would already be at a shield advantage. I don't need to shield anything from Vigoroth. Now my Noctowl has energy built up, so even if he kills my Forretress, I don't need to worry. I need to burn his shields. What I'm what I'm going for is to burn his shield. He burns both of his shields. Now I'm feeling confident in this match. Even though Fortress goes down, I can farm up that Vigoroth with my Vigoroth. And if he brings out his Venusaur, I can just almost one-shot it with my Noctowl. Because he has no shields. Now I come with Vigoroth. I do not need to shield that Body Slam. I can just save it. It won't do much. Now he has Noctowl in the back. He has both Noctowl and Venusaur in the back. Now he switches to Venusaur. I build a Body Slam and instantly switch to my Noctowl and use a Sky Attack. Even if he had gotten to a Frenzy Plant, I had a Shield Lift. So it was... I'm already at an advantage here. Now, I have a Shield Lift and a Body Slam ready. Now I'm tapping Body Slam here, but we are both lagging at this point. We are both lagging. I get to my Body Slam first. And he has... I didn't notice it, but he switched his Venusaur with Frenzy Plant. I didn't notice that. But it doesn't matter, I had a Shield Lift. So, GG, round 1. Second round versus Maya again. And I notice he doesn't have a Confusion user. So, Venusaur, Beedrill are both good picks against his team. And also Lantern and Fortress. And I notice a Credeli. He's running a Credeli. I'm really happy to see a Credeli. It's like a breath of fresh air. And I try to encourage everyone as much as possible to bring these off-meta Pokemons as much as possible. I am sorry for the traffic. Now I lead with Vigoroth and he leads with Noctowl. Now I'm thinking about switching here. I'm planning to build up 2 Body Slams and switch. Or Self Piggyback and hit him twice. Now he switches. He switches instead. I have my Fortress. Now he Rock Tombs me. I can get to an Earthquake. And I do. Now I save my Vigoroth for his Noctowl. I land a great there, couldn't get an excellent on my Earthquake. Now he comes back with Noctowl. Now I want him to burn his energy, and he does burn his energy. I needed him to burn his energy so that I can just come with Vigoroth and double Body Slam. Now here my switch tray is up. I'm confused here. I'm trying to hit another Body Slam and I accidentally hit my switch button and he switches the exact moment to his Venusaur. So in this case, my switch tray actually won me the game. Now random players are like, oh, my switch tray is up, I gotta have a rematch, I'm gonna lose. But here the switch tray actually won me the game. It wasn't, I admit it was an accidental tap, but I didn't call anything. I didn't call for a re or anything. I just kept quiet and let the match be, because I know it was an excellent time switch. It was an excellent timed accidental switch. Now he shields my Frenzy Plant. He didn't need to shield my Frenzy Plant. Now I can just let my Venusaur die. My Venusaur did enough. It almost took his Venusaur down. Now here I will just farm up his Venusaur. Now he has Noctowl left. I will just Body Slam, spam this Noctowl. He doesn't have a shield. Neither do I, but I get to another Body Slam. Good game. Glitches working in my favor. I take game number 1. Game number 2. I have the same mindset, but I take Beedrill instead of Forretress because he doesn't have a Confusion user. I take Beedrill and Lantern. Now, Beedrill is such an... I feel that Beedrill is such an underrated mon in this cup. It was before the Charm buff, and it still is. Even after Charm buff, after the introduction of Charm, I'm sorry. Although Beedrill's popularity increased, but still, I always preferred Beedrill over Vespiquen because of that poison subtyping. Now I know I can take down his Venusaur with my Beedrill, and he switches to his Fortress. I try to switch, but I decide to stay in. And I decide to go for a Body Slam. I had so many bugs. Even after this match, I faced the tree glitch. The trees were going down. I couldn't switch instantly in any of my matches. Apart from a few switches, I couldn't switch well. I shield his Heavy Slam. This Heavy Slam would put Vigoroth into KO range. I know I will get to a Body Slam sooner. I want to burn his shields. Because shields down, Lantern and Beedrill can just sweep. Lantern is one of the best finishers. Now he comes back with Venusaur and I don't get to another Body Slam. I switch to my Beedrill. I have switch advantage. He switches to Noctowl and I switch to my Lantern. And I'm confident about this match again because I have switch advantage. Although he has a shield advantage, but shield advantage won't do much at this point. I can just Water Gun his Noctowl down and hit his 4 Venusaur with a Thunderbolt. Now I know he's going to shield this Thunderbolt. He has to shield this Thunderbolt, or it will put Venusaur at KO range. Now I ran Beedrill, I ran Aerial Ace and Sludge Bomb on Beedrill. Now the usual set was Xer and Sludge Bomb, but with Aerial Ace, Beedrill can beat most bug types and shield pressure grass poison types because Xer is neutral against grass poison types. I'm really confident about my Beedrill. Beedrill single-handed won me this game. Now in rest of the cup, I don't use Beedrill as much, but still I really love using Beedrill. Ivy, he has Venomoth, so I don't take my Beedrill in this match. I could have taken Beedrill in this match because in this cup, most people who ran Venomoth ran it for bench pressure, and most of the people didn't use Venomoth. Now here I'm trying to KO his Noctowl. I shield the Skydeck. Now this body slam would put Noctowl dangerously low. Either he has to shield or let his Noctowl go. Decides not to shield. And at this health, I can farm out his Noctowl. I have a body slam charged. Now he comes back with his Vigoroth, his own Vigoroth. I need to do as much damage as possible. And here I switch to my Forretress. Although this gives him a switch advantage, but Forretress is such a good switch in that he can't switch into something else now. Even if he did switch into something else, nothing can hard counter Forretress. Forretress is such a good mon in this cup. He gets to another body slam. I don't need to shield anything. Forretress already did his job. I come back with Noctowl. And his last mon is Venomoth. He took Venomoth. A lot of players had Venomoth in their team, but nobody seemed to use it much in the tournament. And Random IV used it. I love his plays for it. Now, he's going to lose this match, but still, he had the balls to take Venomoth. Now that I appreciate. I take game 1. Game 2. Same mindset. I lead with Noctowl this time and he leads with Venomoth. Twice I win lead. Now, he would have had a really good advantage. Now here again, I'm trying to switch to my Forretress, but the tray keeps going down. It's annoying at this point. Now I could just switch there and use my Forretress as a shield against his body slam and he would have wasted his energy. He's switch locked at Vigoroth. I didn't need to take that body slam and because of that switch tray I had to take it. Now Forretress, I simply used Forretress the whole tournament as a switch in. I am not really good at predicting leads. So every match I thought that I would lose my lead, and if I lose my lead, I'm going to come back with Forretress. I'm going to come switch into Forretress. Because whatever he has, even if he switches to some Forretress counter, nothing can just farm out Forretress. You know what I mean. And in neutral situations, Forretress almost took his Vigoroth to red HP. That's what I need. I don't need anything else. I need his Vigoroth down. If his Vigoroth is down, my Vigoroth and Lantern can finish the game. The only threat is Vigoroth. And Forretress Forretress is not a Vigoroth counter, but it is a really good switch in when the opponent switches into Vigoroth. Because even if Forretress dies, even if he takes out Forretress, Forretress will put the opponent's Vigoroth in really low HP. I need to get to Skydeck as soon as possible. I hit Skydeck. Now I shield here because I need to KO his Noctowl as soon as possible so that I can, even if I don't KO his Noctowl, I can come back with my Vigoroth and farm a little bit of energy. I shouldn't have done an excellent on that. I should have undercharged there and let my Noctowl die. That shield was debatable. Because if I didn't use that shield, I might have been able to farm out the Noctowl. Still, here, he overtaps on his Venomoth. He has already a Silver Wind charged. He has more than a Silver Wind charged. But he overtaps there. He really needed to undertap to get his Silver Wind first. If he had gotten his Silver Wind, it would have been GG. Round number 4 versus Himail713. He also has a Venomoth, so I'm not taking Beedrill again. Again, I could take Beedrill because he won't have 2 Beedrill counters. Or he might. I'm not sure. Now, the recording here looks a bit choppy because my phone was low on battery. I get to a Body Slam. And we both were experiencing a bit of lag. We had to rematch a couple of times in the middle. And it really wasn't a good turnout to play at that. The weather was kind of bad at this point. Now he uses Body Slam. I get to waste his energy. Now he's gonna charge to another Body Slam and switch. He switches to his Alolan Golem. Now I go for a Heavy Slam. I could have gone for an Earthquake. I don't know why I didn't go for an Earthquake. But not going for Earthquake actually wins me the second match, you'll see. Now Forretress has done his job. He can just KO. He can just fuck off at this point. If that Golem had a little bit of more energy, I would have farmed it up more with my Lantern. Still, I get some good farm from it. He comes back with his Vigoroth. I don't need to shield. I am watching my footage and it looks so choppy. I'm sorry, the casual viewer won't even notice this, but it's triggering my OCD so much. It's not 60 FPS, I think it's... The footage here is around 24-25 FPS. Really choppy. The recording was choppy, not my editing or the game. The recording wasn't really good. Now I don't need to shield a Heavy Slam, but I wanted to get to another Thunderbolt. And I do get it. And he burns his shield. Now I instantly switch to my Vigoroth and Body Slam. I used my shield to bait out his shield. And GG. Second match, I go with the same team with Vigoroth, Lantern and Forretress. Now he comes with a Vigoroth lead too. Both of us were facing a bit of lag. Now I switch to my Forretress and he switches to his Alolan Golem. Now it took a little bit of time to switch to his Alolan Golem, right? So I decide, why don't I go for Earthquake? And he would think it's a Heavy Slam, because in the first match I went for Heavy Slam and he thinks it was a heavy slam, and I KO his golem. He didn't predict right. I took a gamble and it paid off. When I hit that earthquake, it was basically GG right there. His golem just went down. Forretress took down 2 of his moms. Forretress really my MVP. Because I'm so bad at predicting leads that I go with the best switching possible. Again, thanks to BattleHero for this tip. I will link his channel in the description. You guys can check out his video on the Forretress matchups. He switches to his Forretress. He doesn't have a shield, so I need to hit him. I can hit him with a Hydro Pump. Now I'm expecting he's going to Earthquake, so a shield. I had 2 shields. Why wouldn't I? And it was an Earthquake. I predict right there. Now this tournament, my prediction was on point. I win so many games because only just from my predictions and nothing else. GG there. Round number 5 versus Cactus. I'm keeping my head cool this time. I'm facing Cactus for, I think, 4 tournaments. Yes, I think I faced Cactus in the finals of 4 tournaments, including this one. And he took a Scizor. Now, Scizor and Forretress almost do the same thing, but Scizor has really less bulk than Forretress, so Scizor isn't really a good switch-in, and neither can it KO a Vigoroth. It's a shielding matchup versus Scizor, but Scizor takes high damage from counters. Now let's see what he leads with. He leads with a Vigoroth. And here I am trying to bait. I'm trying to play mind games here. I'm trying to let him think that I'm going to stay in, but switch at the last moment. I did this in the past 3 matches, making the opponent think that I want to switch, but he switches first. He switches to a Victreebel. Now I instantly switch to my Forretress. Thank God the switch trade glitch didn't happen again. The trade didn't go down, or my Vigoroth would have fainted right there from Leaf Blades. I don't need to shield. Even if that was an acid spray, I didn't need to shield that. I farm a little bit of energy from his Victreebel. Not too much, just a little bit. I heavy slam his Victreebel. Now he comes back with his Noctowl. Now here I'm just going for free damage. I'm going for as much damage as possible. We both have 1 shield. I do not need to shield that Skyrack. Even if I got off a heavy slam, it wasn't worth it. That shield would come in handy later on. Now Lantern can tank anything from Noctowl. Lantern is just so bulky. He comes back to his Vigoroth. I do not need to switch. I do not need to switch. I am thinking here to burn his last shield. I try to burn his shield because I already have a body slam charged in the back. So I need to burn that shield. I burn the shield and I instantly switch to my Vigoroth and body slam. Insta KO. Most of my games, I farm. I keep a Pokemon in the back, farmed, so that later on I can bait shield and insta KO like this. I do this previous times. I hope you guys can do similar. I take game 1, game 2, same mindset. I lead with Hero. If I lose the lead, I switch into Forretress. He leads with Scizor, and a shiny Scizor at that. Gosh, that looks so cool. I don't have a shiny Scizor myself. I would really like one. Now I go for a body slam here. I don't know any Scizor matchups at this point. Like, I don't know anything. I'm just beating around the bush. I thought it would be an Exeter, and it is an Exeter. If that was a Night Slash, I think it would have done more damage. If it was a Night Slash. I'm not sure. Don't take my word on it. I'm still not sure. Now he comes back to his Forretress. He took both Scizor and Forretress. He's using a double bug strategy here. And the thing about this is, it's actually a really good strategy because Scizor and Forretress won't get walled by Noctowl or any flying types. Yeah, Scizor is frail, I know, but Scizor won't get walled. Same goes to Forretress. Even against a losing match, they can do a lot of damage. I need to hit this Earthquake to KO his Forretress. I don't shield there. It was too quick for another Earthquake. And I predict right there, again, I knew it was too quick for an Earthquake. I go for my Earthquake. I KO his Forretress. Now, again, I'm thinking of burning his shield. I switch to my Lantern to get some free energy. It's basically GG at this point. I have Vigoroth and Lantern in my bag. Now we were both experiencing lag. Not just Larrycactus. I had much issues playing with Himalbhai. The internet was choppy. The weather was bad. We had to move to another location for shelter. We thought it was going to rain soon. Now I'm just going to water gun down his Vigoroth. I shield here because I know I would get on the road. He gets to a body slam. First, bad prediction on my part, but still I have Vigoroth in my bag. Almost a body slam charged. I get to body slam charge. He used his energy there. GG. Larrycactus. Thanks for the awesome games. And I go undefeated on my weighted Jungle Cup. The whole tournament, the one thing I tried was keep my head cool. It didn't matter what I picked, it didn't matter what the opponent picked, or what issues we were facing. I tried to keep myself as calm as possible. And being so relaxed, I think being so relaxed helped me the most in winning this tournament. A special thanks to the organizers for organizing such a wonderful cup. Many senior players didn't attend this cup due to various issues they were facing. I hope they can resolve their issues and join the Mirror Cup. It wouldn't be a fun cup without one of the top players in the country if they are they're taking a break from the game. I know people need breaks from anything. This excess of anything is too much. But still, I would love to have them back and hope I can play with them again. Thank you everyone. Hope you liked my video and hope you learned something from my video and hope you learned your mistakes and advantages and disadvantages. This is Bhuvan Ahmed signing out.